setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Mike Lodge. I'm glad that you've joined me. So I'm not in my studio in South Carolina, so I don't have my fancy mics. I don't have my music. I don't have anything. All that I am broadcasting on right now is my cell phone. So thank God for Android cell phones and all of this other gadgets that I can record my podcast on the go. In fact, I'm in my hotel room at the moment, getting ready to go into my office in Burbank. So I drove from South Carolina all the way to Burbank. I just got in yesterday afternoon. I went and got my dogs taken care of and met with a couple of my staff, and we're getting ready to hit the tax returns today. My corporate clients are coming in today on my first day back, so I have to get ready. One of the questions that clients are asking us is, how is this new tax reform going to affect you? And so I'm just going to briefly go over some stuff and what you can do to be proactive on 2018, okay? One of them is, the first one off, is hire an accountant, okay? There are big tax changes. So even if you don't expect to see much of a change, it's still really good idea to sit down with your tax practitioner. And they can kind of help you walk through the process. And then he should also, or he or she should also do or run a projection for you to see exactly where you're going to stand. And we have a lot of apps out there right now for accountants to use to kind of put in your numbers and see exactly where you're going to end up for 2018. Now, I've talked about this several times before, because now the new W-4s are coming out, but you really do need to update your withholdings. Okay, you know, when you first start a job or when you first join a new company, they make you fill out a W-4 and it tells what your exemptions are and everything else, and what your address and name and address, your social security, and it sets you up for what they're going to withhold from your paycheck. So you need to fill out a new W-4 because the tax rate changes have totally gone in a different direction. So the W-4s should be out. I think it was out by the 1st of February. You can go online, Google it, W-4, and I think the new W-4 should be there, and you need to fill one out and give it to your HR or to your payroll department. Okay, because 2017 tax rates are totally different from 2018. So you need to get your W-4 or talk to somebody about your W-4, exactly how to fill it out. So get that done as soon as possible. Now, a lot of you are probably out there thinking about, well, should I buy a car or should I buy a house this next year? So you need to rethink about buying or selling your home. Okay, so your mortgage interest is still deductible, but only up to $750,000 now. Previously, it was $1 million. If you are planning or taking out a mortgage over that amount this year, consult a financial advisor to decide if this is the right move for you at this time. Probably you're fine. Probably you're fine, but if you're going past that $750,000 mark on a mortgage, consult your tax practitioner, okay? And if you are moving, don't count on deducting your moving expenses. In 2017 will be the last tax year where employees can deduct expenses on that moving for a job, okay? If you are considering doing a move this year for your job, and if it's not a voluntary move on your part, you may want to talk to your employer to see whether or not they're going to reimburse you for some of that, because It's no longer deductible, okay? And then assess your retirement situation, okay? You need to look at your 401k or Roth IRA. Consider increasing your contributions. It may help you in the tax gain for the long run. The tax rules around rolling over these types of retirement accounts have changed. So make sure you're taking advantage of these issues, okay? Reconsider taking out a home equity loan. Under the new tax rule, home equity loans will be taxed differently. Previously, the amount was tax deductible. This will no longer be the case after this tax year of 2017. 2018 is different. Many expect home equity loans to become more expensive moving forward. So think about that home equity line, okay? Don't rely on a SALT deduction. So those are the state taxes, okay? All state taxes are no longer deductible on 2018. So that's going to go away, okay? Double check on your commuter benefits because previously employers were incentivized through tax breaks to offer commuter benefits to employees. The deduction is going away for businesses, but with the other tax breaks for corporations, it may end up being a wash. So check with your employer if you're getting this benefit of commuting, okay? Personal contributions are still deductible up to $255, okay? Then assess your financial situation holistically, okay? Whether or not you're financially savvy, which a lot of you are not because I've seen your finances, you may want to take this opportunity to assess your financial situation as it currently stands, and you need to weigh it against your long-term financial goals. And if you've got debt, I really want you to take some time to look at that debt and how you can get that debt down. Because a lot of that debt is going to be non-deductible, okay? So you need to get it gone. Credit cards, get it away, go away. Debt, I always tell my clients, debt is evil. If you've got debt, the devil's right on your doorstep, okay? So those are some issues that you need to look at. But I really encourage you right now, you need to go to your HR department and you need to fill out a new W-4. Tax rate changes from 2017 to 2018, as I have told you before. These are totally different tax rates for 2018. So you need to go to your HR. If your HR hasn't contacted you by now, or your payroll department hasn't contacted you by now, but you need to get a new W-4 into your employer. Because that is what's going to determine what's going to be taken out of your tax return. So if you start complaining, oh my gosh, I don't, too much taxes are being taken out, it's probably because you have not updated your W-4. So get on it, okay? If you have any questions, just send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I will try to get back to every single one of you. I get a lot of emails, and they have all different types of questions on what to do on the sale of a house, on et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So take some time. Look at your tax and financial situation because you're responsible for it. Your tax accountant isn't responsible for it. The tax man isn't responsible for it. Your banker isn't responsible for it. It's you who are responsible for your personal finances and for your tax situation at the end of the year. So you have time right now. It's only almost mid-February now, but you need to get to it. Okay? If listen to go to my blogs at www.wbtpod.com, and I've got lots of blogs on taxes and finances and debt and everything. So this podcast is really to keep you informed and try to educate you on what you need to do to make sure that your taxes are in compliance with federal and state laws out there, but also for you to plan for your financial future. And you can do a lot by studying. And we try to give you as much information as we can. We also tackle a lot of politics, but I normally tackle politics that affect taxes, okay, or affect the budget. Because the budget has this roll down thing that, as an example, with this last spending bill that was approved by Congress and the Senate and the President, it added billions of dollars to debt onto the nation's financial situation. That debt we have to pay for. You and I, we have to pay for that. So I try to address these situations because it rolls down to us. And the government at some point in time, and it's going to come very soon, with all this debt, that they cannot afford to pay their bills, guess what they're going to do? Yep, you're right. They're going to raise your taxes and my taxes. That's how it always works, isn't it? What goes around comes around. So their budget went up. The spending bill went way up into the billions and billions of dollars. At some point in time, someone's going to have to pay for that. And it's going to be the American taxpayer. So I go over these things and I try to educate you, and I try to get out to Congress and try to tell them, hey, what you're doing is wrong, okay? I wasn't happy with the tax reform bill that went through. I mean, it helped the American people. However, it still did not address the expenses of the United States government. You and I, we have to manage our budgets, right? We know how much money's coming in and we know how much we can go out. Unfortunately, the United States government spends more than what they take in. Billions of dollars, trillions of dollars more than what they take in. So at some point in time, that's all got to come back to us. So I try to challenge Congress on that as much as I possibly can, and I try to educate you on various issues of taxes, business, so that you know exactly what you need to do. Okay, so that's it for today. This is Mike Lodge on the WBT, and I will talk with you soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.